Hello, this is Russell, and today we're going to talk about how to overcome objections of other agents who are uncomfortable with the new technology and using bidding platforms. Again, if you are a fan of our videos, make sure you like, share, subscribe right here. And without further ado, let's get to it. All right, as I said, today we're going to talk about overcoming objections with other agents who are uncomfortable with new technology, using bidding platforms, that type of thing. So without further ado, like I said, let's get to it. There's a couple of things that are normally said by other agents when they're uncomfortable with what we're doing. Number one is, hey, listen, we just want to use the old traditional way. I've always heard if you want somebody to dislike you, ask them to change. Well, the real estate market is changing. There is more online activity and new ideas and different ways to sell properties online than ever before. And there's going to be those people that push against you, right? They're not comfortable. They don't like it. And again, it's our job to help educate and get them there. We're always coming from a place of service. So that's number one. Number two, agents say that we are deceiving the clients because we start with such a low bid price. So those are the two that we're going to overcome today. So number one is the technology piece and the bidding platform, and I don't like it, etc. Number two is, hey, we're trying to deceive somebody, which is definitely not true. The other thing that I can tell you is if you need a system to answer people's questions, I would say use the found system. It's the 3 F's, right? And we'll walk you through that on both scenarios. First of all, I always say come from a place of service, number one, and you have 2 ears and a mouth for a reason. Do more listening than you're doing of talking. I've always said also, I have picked up the phone a number of times with an angry agent talking to me about the technology or the system or that they don't like it. I'm a good listener. I'm very thoughtful. I'm very patient, and I've never hung up the phone with an angry agent. So that should be your same thing. So number one, hey, I don't like this technology. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then I say, hey, well, do me a favor. Why don't you like it? Right? And I listen and I listen and I listen and use the felt found. I said, you know what? I understand how you feel. As a matter of fact, when I first saw this, I felt the same way. However, what I have found is this. All of these properties nowadays are having a higher likelihood of being online. And there's a number of platforms and different bidding mechanisms where you can purchase real estate online, and most of them are trying to cut out the client. Or there's a lack of transparency, or they're tying them down with deposits and crazy lock us in and this, that, it's just crazy. What I love about this bidding platform and what I have found after I felt the way that you did and I understand how you feel is that this platform is very agent and buyer centric. You do a great job representing your buyer. You make sure that you do the right inspections. You're on this call right now, which I appreciate. You're a fantastic agent. You should get paid full 2.5% commission on the buy side. Don't you agree? It's hard to hear an agent that says no, they don't agree. I said it's also great because you don't get stuck in a highest and best situation. One of the wonderful things about this platform is that you get to see every bid. It's fully transparent, right? So this is a very agent-centric site, and it puts you, the buyer agent, in the center, right? You are the most important person here. So again, even though I understand how you feel, and I did feel the same way and I felt the same way before, what I have found is you are gonna absolutely love this site, right? There's a number of other things that I can walk them through. You get all the regular normal contingencies. We use the normal purchase contract. There's a number of things that I can do to help them feel more comfortable, and you really have to be a good listener to see which objections you can overcome. But if you listen more than you talk, and then you give a really heartfelt answer where you're coming from a place of service and you use the feel, felt, sound rule, you should do extremely well. Number two, hey, you're trying to deceive the marketplace, right? I find this unfair. Oh my goodness gracious, that is not what we're trying to do. You will find out if you talk to any of the people that I sell properties for. My objective is to treat them just like my properties, right? I want to do my very best for every seller. As a matter of fact, I put my money where my mouth is. I sell my own properties on this platform. I do flips, I do 3 or 4 a year. I think it keeps you in tune with the market. And when I sell those flips, I put them on this platform because I know subconsciously people are going to value these properties more once they get inside of the property, and the marketing that we do for this bidding platform gets them inside. And then I say, well, explain to me why you think we're deceiving people. And they'll say, my phone has been ringing off the hook since you listed this property. I know it's worth $700,000 and you listed it at $449,000. And then I walk them through the same thing. Hey, I understand how you feel. And I have felt that from other agents, but let me tell you what I have found. Right? And then I walk them through, potentially the car bidding online, or in the on TV, right? Where they start those at 0 and the car is worth $1 million. Nobody's accusing them of deceiving anyone. What I like about the way we price these properties is, number one, the agents understand that this is a bidding platform. If they look at confidential agent remarks, they understand that a property that's $700,000 value that starts at, let's say, $449,000, they understand something's going on. They read the confidential agent remarks and they can intelligently inform their clients, right? So that's number one. Number two, why would you be upset about clients calling you regardless of the price point, right? We spend thousands of dollars and pay people to help us connect with clients. Now you have clients calling you. Hey, my phone's been ringing off the hook. Well, congratulations. Hopefully you turn that $449,000 buyer into a true client by explaining how this process works, making sure that they understood, show that you're a real estate professional and that you're going to service their needs. You have an active buyer with money to spend that's looking to purchase properties that's contacting you. Like, explain to me why that's a bad thing. Well, my phone's ringing off the hook and they're not going to get this property. Great. Your phone's ringing off the hook and they're not going to get this property. You've had 5 phone calls for a property in this area at that price point. Why don't you do some marketing and try to find a property you can sell? Double into property. Find somebody that's willing to sell at that price or close to that price. Or, do a really good job with that client and help them understand what marketplace they should be looking in, or keep them long term. If you do an excellent job when you get a cold call and you value that person on the other phone place of service, they're going to be a lifelong client. Why would you be upset about people calling you? It makes no sense at all to me. I think that your phone ringing off the hook with folks that are willing to spend money on properties is what we're trying to accomplish. And like I said, I always say to folks when they have, hey, listen, I'm getting calls from angry agents. I tell them I've picked up the phone oftentimes with angry agents, but once we walk through the process, they understand how, where I come from, a place of service. I'm trying to help everyone. I listen carefully to their issues and I try to help them overcome objections, and I try to help them with their own clients, right? Expand their relationships, build that strong bond, and make sure that they service that client in the future. I don't hang up the phone with an angry client. All right, so to recap, we have agents that are just essentially afraid of technology or don't like these new platforms. Hopefully I helped you with that. And then the second thing is the people that were saying, or the agents that are saying that we were deceiving the consumer, and hopefully we've overcome that and they are able to actually nurture those leads that are calling them. You got clients calling you, you should be happy, right? And they hang up the phone and they're extremely satisfied with the conversation and they're willing to use the platform. If you found value in today's videos, I would love for you to try to check out these other videos that we have here. Also, again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And my name is Russell Enyart. I'm a real estate agent from Northern California. Until next time, I'll catch you later.